Let's go, boys. Let's go. That's what I want to see coming out of a tough Chicago Cubs series. That's what I want to see going into the tough Milwaukee Brewers series. Taking this first game, the Phillies take this first game 6-4 from the Milwaukee Brewers, and I just want to say right off the bat, the bullpen, they earned this game. They earned this win for this Phillies team. The bullpen just came in after a really tough series against the Chicago Cubs where they were really misused by Gabe Kapler, and there was just like a good amount of relievers that just weren't available for unknown reasons. We're not going to get into that, but the bullpen comes into this game and they shut the door down, seeing that Jared Eichhoff is not having his best stuff on the mound. They come in after Jared Eichhoff get taken out of this ball game early, and they just shut the door down right from there. A really powerhouse Brewers lineup, and they just take care of business, and that's what I want to see from this bullpen, especially from pitchers like Vince Velasquez coming off of the IR from his recent injury. It's always been rumored that the Phillies might utilize Vince Velasquez more as a middle reliever, trying to get a few innings out of pitchers who can't go late in the ball game. So maybe put in Vince in there for a couple innings, like the fifth or the sixth, or the sixth or the seventh, to save some rest for a lot of other relievers in the bullpen. And Vince Velasquez really showed that can do some good out of the bullpen. I really was impressed from what Vince Velasquez showed. And as I was stating earlier, Jared Eichhoff didn't really have his best stuff coming into this ball game. He was missing zones. Wasn't really good with command. The location was off, and the Brewers were just roughing him up a little bit. But you can also say the same thing about Anderson of the Milwaukee Brewers. He really didn't have his best stuff. The Phillies were roughing him up a little bit too, so he also got taken out of this ball game early. So it was really just a bullpen battle for both teams, and the Phillies won the bullpen battle surprisingly. So, like early in this ball game, you get Harper with a sac fly. It's really back and forth in the beginning of this ball game. Harper with the sac fly, Moustakas get the double, get Arcia, Yelich, they both get home runs. So sooner than you know it, it's 4-2 Brewers, and Jared Eichhoff, he's really getting taken out of this ball game, going 3 innings. And then the Phillies get a couple more runs tacked on to tie this ball game. You got Franco with an RBI single. And you then get Bryce Harper, who barely misses a home run, just barely. He crushes it. It looks like it's gone off the bat, but it hits the warning track. But it still manages to score Gene Segura, who previously got on and extended his hitting streak to 15 games, which is also a really great sign. So at this point, it is 4-4 game tied. And then the Phillies just really take it on from there as the bullpen is dominating this ball game. Get Andrew McCutchen, who was this close to getting it out of the ballpark. As soon as he hit the baseball, he thought it was gone. He was watching it. He was staring at it going down the line. He was doing his little trot. And sooner or later, Ryan Braun was this close to catching it. And on the replay, you just see if McCutchen say, "Oh crap, this ball's not gone. I gotta run." He darts for second. Should have been a triple, but it scores a run nonetheless. So it's 5-4 Phils. And then in the 7th inning, Rhys Hoskins hits an absolute bomb to right center field. And it was a good night for Hoskins. Hopefully, with this home run, he can start to get out of this big slump that he's in right now. Hopefully, this home run can wake him up a little bit. And just right from there, the 7th inning on, the bullpen just dominated. You get Garcia coming out of the bullpen. You get Vince Velasquez coming out of the bullpen, pitching 2 innings. He gets 4 strikeouts. You get Sir Anthony Dominguez. He looks solid. He gets a strikeout. You get Adam Morgan. He comes in and pitches an inning. And you get Hector Neris comes in for the 9th, and he strikes out the side. Just really impressive out of the Phillies bullpen today. I really can't compliment them enough. And offensively, you hear some stats. You got Andrew McCutchen. He continues his little hot streak that he's on. He's 5-2. Gene Segura, like I said earlier, he extends his hitting streak to 15 games. He went 1-5. Bryce Harper, he got that big double that drove in a run and the sac fly. He goes 1-4 with 2 RBIs. Rhys Hoskins with the big home run. He goes 2-4, so hopefully this can wake him up. JT Realmuto went 1-4, and Cesar Hernandez went 1-3. Scott Kingery as well. He's getting some starts in here. He went 2-4 today, so Gabe Kapler, he's trusting in Scott Kingery right now. He's giving him some ball games, and Kingery's taking these games with ease. He's getting on base, he's getting the hits. He looks more comfortable in the MLB right now. And really, hopefully, he can just continue this pace and become a really good player as the season continues. And I really don't know what else to say. Just this bullpen today, it looked amazing, especially Vince Velasquez. I can't compliment this bullpen even more. It's just, I really just coming out of that Cubs series, I was just like Gabe Kapler, the way he just misused the bullpen, it was just I lost confidence in it for that 4 game series. But just coming into this game, they can shut down the door when needed, and that's what they did. They picked up for Jared Eichhoff, who didn't have his best stuff. They just came in, shut the door down against a really tough opponent, and I'll give it to Gabe Kapler. He really didn't misuse the bullpen this time. He went in and brought the right relievers for the job. They all did great, and they did a really good job in shutting down this powerhouse of a lineup. I really can't say anything else. So, just a really good ball game out of the Phillies today. They get one much needed win out of a really tough opponent in the NL Central, and the Phillies move to 9 games above 500. They are now 30-21, so we get the 30 wins on the season, which is a really good sign. So, what are your opinions on this ball game right now? What are your thoughts on this ball game? What do you think we can do moving for the rest of the series? What did you think of the bullpen? What did you think of the little offense production each inning? So don't forget to leave a comment, don't forget to drop a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, boys, and I'll see you in the next video.